of not being enough in our own estimation or in the eyes of someone else. But this feeling of not being enough isn't confined to those who have failed or underachieved, those who have been abused or gone through trauma, those who have a visible disability, or those who were told as children they were stupid, fat, ugly, or would never amount to anything. This nagging feeling of not being quite enough is also present in those who were raised in loving families. My mom and dad were born and brought up in Japan. By Western standards, they were reserved in their expressions of affection. They didn't hug my siblings and me, nor did they ever say, "I love you," and yet we never doubted their love. I am so grateful for this solid foundation of love in my own life, which continues to form me to this day. But there's still a part of me that feels I only have worth if I can preach well, am a loving husband, an engaged father, or a decent athlete for my age. This feeling of inadequacy is even present in those who are very successful by the standards of this world. My father-in-law was one of the most successful people I've known. He served as the president of one of Japan's great historic food companies and was highly respected for his foresight into the Japanese economy. In the year 2000, he was identified by one of Japan's leading magazines as one of the 100 most influential people in the country who would shape the new millennium. He met with the President of the United States as part of a select group of business leaders in Japan and dined with the Pope because his company helped foster the restoration of the frescoes in the Sistine Chapel. Despite being one of the outstanding business leaders of his generation, he had a nagging sense that he wasn't quite enough. He lived with a lingering insecurity that baffled me, given his accomplishments. Michelle Obama, the brilliant and dynamic former First Lady of the United States, is a descendant of slaves and grew up in a family of modest means on the south side of Chicago. In her memoir, Becoming, she says that when she was in kindergarten, she remembers wondering, "Am I good enough?" As she entered into high school, college, and then law school, she continued to wonder, "Am I good enough?" When she worked in the corporate world and then in the nonprofit arena, she still wondered, "Am I good enough?" Even after becoming First Lady of the United States, she says, "I have become by certain measures a person of power, and yet there are moments still when I feel insecure or unheard." After all her extraordinary achievements, she still wonders, "Am I good enough?" Similarly, Whitney Houston, the most awarded female recording artist of all time, struggled with insecurity and anxiety about measuring up. When her friend Kevin Costner asked her to co-star in The Bodyguard, she had her doubts. On her first day on the set, after her hair and makeup were ready, he said, "Whitney was scared. Arguably the biggest pop star in the world wasn't sure if she was good enough. She didn't think she looked right. There were 1,000 things that seemed wrong to her. I held her hand and told her she looked beautiful, but I could still feel the doubt." Whitney asked for 20 minutes to collect herself, and then she came to the set. After only 4 lines, they had to stop. Costner took her back to the dressing room so she could see herself in the mirror. He recounted the scene. She gasped. All of the makeup was streaking down her face, and she was devastated. She didn't feel like the makeup we put on her was enough, so she wiped it off and put on her own. It was much thicker, and the hot lights had melted it. She asked if anyone had seen, and I said, "I didn't think so." The Whitney I knew, despite her success and worldwide fame, still wondered, "Am I good enough? Am I pretty enough? Will they like me?" No matter how accomplished we might become, we will all continue to feel self-doubt. But can this feeling that we are not enough ever be helpful? As philosophers, preachers, and psychologists have long pointed out, guilt, the feeling that we have done something wrong, can be helpful in changing negative behaviors. Guilt can act like a light on the dashboard of our car, indicating